Okay, greetings, fellow engineers, once more. This is Labs Mining. Okay, so another question that was Loma numero 2 states as I articulate, evaluate the following. To evaluate simply means to find the actual value. Okay, so now in this case these are same limits that are mixed with trigonometry as well as hyperbolic functions. Okay, so always remember we are dealing with what Hospital's law, and in most cases, Hospital's law doesn't support fractions whereby the denominator is zero and the numerator is zero. It means that function, or rather that a limit doesn't exist. So in this case, we can all see, for example, I'll give a very fast and rough example. For example, I've got e neg x, okay, sine x, okay. So we assume in this case, if we can replace direct wherever there's x with what? 0. So in this case, what I'm simply saying, colleagues, is that if that is the case, then if this is e, I put a 0 there, e neg 0, and then sine what? 0. We are very much aware that anything less to the power 0, it is same as a 1. So 1 minus, this is more like you are having a e, and then you are having a 0 positive and then a negative 1 outside. Okay, you're having something similar like that. Okay, and then if you get your calculator, for example, you say what is my sine? Okay, 0. It will give you what? It will give you again, okay, so sine of 0 is same as what? 0. So that implies that in this case you have a 0, and that's a 1 minus, and this is, same as positive 1 less the power negative 1, and then 0, which is same as 0 over what? 0, which is undefined. Okay, so it is for this reason, whenever you are solving this, you need to come up with a certain strategy on how best you can deal with the numerator and how best you can deal with the denominator. Quite all right, the instructions are, if it gives you 0 over 0 as a fraction, then what you have to do is to do what? To make some derivatives. For example, you have to differentiate the numerator as well as the denominator. But it doesn't mean that you have to apply what? Quotient rule. Because if you apply quotient rule direct, you might get what? You might get disturbed. Okay, so in this case, I'll make it so vivid by saying, as you differentiate, make sure that you differentiate independently. Independently, I mean, this e raised to the power x alone, neg x alone, sine x alone. I hope it's clear. So in this case, what we're going to do is, I'm going to say, okay, imagine you have got something that looks like this, y equals e, that's the power a, and then x. Okay, if you can recall very well, the dy over dx of such expressions were equivalent to something like a will come down to multiply that e, and then you maintain that part. That's what we agreed in first year. Outget. So if this is true, then according to this expression that we have here, we just have to do what? To identify that in front of this x variable